What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kanan, and I am back with Raising Kanan, season 4, episode 8, Street Stuck. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on the videos that I drop. And please make sure you guys are liking all the videos so I can kind of stay in the algorithm of things. That will help me out so much. So let's just go ahead and jump into it because, of course, we missed last week. And now we back. So the episode starts. We see Marvin roughing up Quan and his people. They're asking for the combination to his safe. For I really don't know the reason. And if y'all know, drop it in the comments because I don't know. Anyway, he takes off his mask and Quan realizes who Marvin was, and then Marvin unalived him. I didn't think that Quan was gonna go this season, but hey. So we see where people are going to be with the Lord, or they have made it to other pastures. Okay. Anyway, in the next scene, baby, we see Lou in his buns. Okay, Lou. He was putting in that work with Amani, on Amani, or in Amani, whichever one you choose, okay? And basically, she's checking to see if he have other prospects, if she's the only one. Is this part-time? Is this full-time? Is this a friend with benefits? Is this, what they call it, a situationship? Is this a relationship? Let me know. But let me know what type of time you on, Mr. Lou. Okay. So Lou actually likes her, and he tells her that he's on full time, and so then she tells him, "Hey, we can talk about things. This is a type of space where you can say whatever you need, and also you can talk about your mom because, of course, it's been a week since his mom passed away." And so Lou just basically, he hasn't processed the passing of his mom, and he doesn't want to talk about it, but I'm sure when he's ready, he probably will. So in the next scene, we see Kenyatta and Julius. They pull up on Berilla, and they was like, "Listen, we didn't get what we went to go get out of Luel's house, so we need a do-over. And in the space of getting a do-over, you coming with us because you can do this voluntarily or involuntarily. Either way, you don't have a choice, all right?" So Berilla was like, "I ain't trying to do all that. They ain't trying to hear that, okay? You coming with us. You F with us. You stuck with us." Anyway, Kanan tells Juke, they at the, I want to say it was at the diner. And Kanan tells Juke that he think it was OC that stole his money. Duh. And so Kanan also tells Juke that he think Rock put down Fame. And Juke was like, "Ain't no way. We know she didn't. But we find out who did." So anyway, we found OC. And OC is slumming it with Neek and Neek's crew. So Kanan, he tells Juke he think Rock paid the police to take out Fame. So at this point, we go to Neek's little stash house or wherever he is, and we see OC there with Neek's crew. And so he was, how a kid just kind of yank at the bottom of your clothes? That's what OC did. He yanked at, I think his name was Andre. I forgot, the big black dude. I forgot his name, y'all. Forgive me. He yanked on his clothes and was like, "Where's Neek?" And he was like, "Nigga, I don't know what Neek at, yada, yada, yada." It was just a little back and forth. They punked him, and he was sitting there waiting on Neek to come. So at this point, OC, when Neek comes in, OC is scared because he thinks, he's not for sure, but he thinks that Kanan knows that OC was the one that stole the money. And so he also thinks that Kanan knows that OC was the one who helped Neek take Kanan's money. Now, I don't know why I didn't think this, but I thought OC did it by himself. I really thought he took the money and he fled, but I didn't know he did it for Neek. But then I don't know why I didn't think that when the whole time he really, we saw him helping Neek. So I was tripping. That was on me. So I'm sorry, y'all. OC tells Neek that he have to go. He was like, I got a cousin in Florida. I think he just wanted a cut of his money so he can get out of Dodge. So at this point, Neek, I think what happens with Neek, he just has this split person that I don't know if it's this situation with his head or whatever, and his personality split. But in this moment, he just became somebody else, or maybe he was himself. And he did send OC packing. He just sent them packing to the heavenly gates, okay? Y'all know how we get. Y'all know when people go, we have these fumes and all that, and we want to bring stuff. But we're not bringing nothing to OC fume. As a matter of fact, a lot of us will not go pay our last respect to OC because you became the op. You became the op. Okay? And that's what we gonna be, and that's what we gonna stand, and it is what it is. So anyway, Be-Rilla is in the studio rapping off beat, tripping because of everything that happened, and because Kenyatta and Julius pulled up on him. So he probably in there trying to rap, but at the same time shaking like booty meat, okay? So he confessed to Lou about the stuff that they did over at Luell's house and how they unalived the person, but Be-Rilla was trying to make himself like not culpable, but you did do it. Like, you was there, you told them, you the one who gave them everything. You can't just kind of, I partially, I had a little bit to do with it. No, you all the way had something to do with it. So of course, Lou, we got to bring Lou back, okay? Lou done did all of this work. And your stupid self, because this man trying to help you, now he really got to try to help you. Okay? Just dumb. Just dumb. All because you couldn't go get this baby a pack of Pampers. What happened to the money that they paid you on this advance? Like, I've been trying to figure out what happened to the advance money. Did they give him an advance? I don't know. So anyway, the detective rolled up on Unique. And, they go back in the back and talk. Basically, they tell Unique he the prime suspect in his brother's unaliving as well as Detective Howard's. And they threaten to charge Unique with, if they find out that he did it. Of course, we know he didn't do it. They I'm sorry, y'all. Want to charge him with a capital crime. Neek not tripping because Neek know who did it, but y'all know Neek not no snitch either. So Kanan goes to see Pop and Snap, and I'm gonna tell y'all this: Pop and Snap, they are probably the most annoying, one of the annoying two characters. It's like we need to put them somewhere, so we just gonna put them here. And I don't understand. Like I kind of am starting to see what their purpose is, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Okay, so Kanan asked them. No, they asked Kanan who took out Quan. Now at this point, Kanan is surprised because he didn't know about this. Of course. And so he asked them, can they check with their police people to see who made the call to take out Fame. And they was like, all right, bet, we'll do it whole time. Anyway, Juke heads over to OC's house. His brother comes to the door and invite Juke in and was like, I got something. I think he said he had something on the stove or something and he need to go get it. So apparently the mama wasn't there. He tried it with Juke. He tried to put his hands on Juke, but Juke ended up putting hands on him. And that was just that on that. She was like, don't with me. Okay? I told you what I came in here for. But you won't make this hard. Okay? And we see why she became a police officer. And so he actually tells Juke that OC has been missing for a week. Now, I did not know from the time, now we know the timeline. So, of course, Neek did this a week ago. So, Rock goes to see David. And the only thing I got to say about that is just let's get David off of the screen. I just can't with him. I can't take him serious. I don't know why they have him playing this type of part. Like, I can't. Okay, I can't. So, Pop and Snaps have a meeting at the top of the roof with the police people, of course. And we find out that it was Pop and Snap who ordered the call for Fame. I was like, oh, okay. Why? Though I don't, and maybe I'm missing something, but I really don't know why. But I guess So Lou goes into Kenyatta's bookstore and tell him, listen, I need y'all to leave Rilla alone. Lowell don't have no money in his house. So Kenyatta was like, baby, I ain't even trying to hit it. So Julius come trying to be big bad Willie, pull out the gun and yada yada yada. You know what? Lou was like, you know what? All right, bet. I'ma go. That's what Lou didn't say that, but he said that. So Marvin goes to Rock's house, tell Rock that they can be in some trouble because of what Early did to one of Stefano's people. So of course she's pissed off, and not only did Early do, unalive Stefano's people, but the person who he did it with liked to run his mouth. So Brock was like, you have to handle that. So Marvin is just doing a lot. And I don't think he's trying to do a lot, but he is doing a lot. But we just gonna see how all of this play out. I wonder how many episodes they have left. And I'm wondering if they only doing 10 episodes. So we gonna see. And then are they gonna pile, if they're gonna do 10 episodes, are they gonna pile all of this in 2 more episodes? Like, but we'll see. So Unique, of course, because what's his name? Quan is unalive. Well, Unique has been mad because he don't have a supplier. But he already know that it was Rock and Marvin. He already know who did it. But now he wants to unalive them. But it was like, you can't touch her. So then he goes to Pop and Snap. And he asked Pop and Snap to be his connect. So, but, at the bottom line is they told him, you know what, we'll talk it over and we'll get back with you. So he was like, I need y'all to kind of hurry up. Pop was like, sir, we gonna get back to you when we get back to you, and that's just what it is, and you gonna wait on us, okay? So in the next scene, Rock and Juke, they're packing up her mom's house. Juke asks Rock if they figured out who took out Fame. She says no. And no. Juke asked Rock, did they figure out how her grandmother passed? And of course, Rock was like, you know what? She said she was tired, and so this was her. She was just tired, and she went. So Juke was kind of side eyeing her like, you know. So anyway, she asked Juke, can you check on Kanan because he just be tripping and yeah. So Juke was like, yeah, I got it. So Marvin goes to see Stefano, and of course Marvin lied to Stefano, talking about he didn't know who unalived Quan when it was actually him who unalived Quan. Stefano thinks Rock's feelings are clouding her judgment when it comes to Unique. And Marvin was like, it ain't even like that. It ain't that type of party. My sister got her head on straight, right? So Marvin wants to expand. Once they get this new connect and get all their supply, he wants to expand. But Stefano tells him, hold up, you need to pump your brakes, chill, and we need to clean up all the business that we have in Queens before we even think about expanding. So of course Marvin's not thinking, he's just thinking about expansion. But I see Stefano's point. To his point, listen, y'all already got a lot going on here. So Stefano asked Marvin about his friend that early unalived, and Marvin lied again. A lot of stuff finna come back on Marvin. So I'm wondering if this was Marvin's last season. If the chicken is gonna come home to roost. And if this is going to be where Lou is gonna rise up. I don't know, but I'm starting to feel like one of the main 5, somebody's going to be gone. I could be wrong. Now, the one thing I was right about was OC. And I knew his time was coming. So, especially working with Neek. So, of course, we get the scene where the garbage guy is have his truck emptying the trash into the little garbage deal, and then we find OC's body, of course. So Kanan gets home. He tells Crystal to leave Queens because everything is crazy, and she tells Kanan she didn't think Rock had anything to do with Fame, and he tells her to leave because he can't help her here. He can't keep her safe here. So in the next scene, Londale is the person who took out Stefano's person, went in the back to go use the restroom because of course the restroom in Early's shop isn't working. So of course he's unalived by Marvin because Rock was like, you need to take care of that. So in this moment, Early is probably gonna know who did it. It's just crazy. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So Rock meets up with her person. She gets her work. It's a lot of work, and we just go from there. So what is it, Primo? One of his people, Kanan's people, knock on the door. That Kanan is at his stash house with Juke. I want to say it was at the stash house, and knocked on the door to tell him that they found OC. He goes over to OC's mom's house, and he's trying to find out who did it. Now, I'm sure eventually they'll find out that Neek did it. So, in the next scene, Juke is sitting down eating or whatever. Police tried to roll up on her. She was like, baby, I ain't having this. I ain't got time for this. I'm gone. And she left. Crystal goes over to Rock's house and talks to her about Kanan. And so, she was like, she wasn't answering any questions for Rock. Like, I felt like she had some things she wanted to say, but because she wanted to somehow protect Kanan, she didn't tell Rock. And I just kind of feel like that's crazy. Like, help me help him. Like, I don't know. So, Crystal grabs her stuff and she leaves. And of course, she get on the bus. Now, here come the police, pops and snap people, rolling up on Crystal, take her to the precinct. These are the same people who they ordered to unalive Fame. So of course she not going to no police station. They're about to take her somewhere else. I don't even know if we gonna see Crystal again. But looking at the credits, we'll see her next week. So we see Kenyatta and his person, Julius, sitting in a car. They see Fame and not Fame, Lou and B Rilla go into the studio. So of course they doing like this little stakeout thing because they was gonna take them out. And so, Kenyatta was telling Lou, they gonna come for us, and B Rilla is in a panic. And it was like, well, what we gonna do? And, he was like, I heard about what the old Lou would do. And, Lou was like, it ain't nothing I can do now. They gonna come for us. Now, this what I think when I saw the end, when I saw how Lou popped both of them, I think when him and B Rilla was going in the studio, Lou saw them as he was coming in the studio, but of course he had to play it cool. We know Lou is like that quiet storm. So they went into the studio, and Julius was like, man, we can come back later. Feel like they're gonna be in there all day. Kenyatta was like, no, we gonna wait. And so he was like, I got somewhere to go. I gotta go eat. It was just a whole thing. And only reason I'm saying that Lou may have saw them was because when Lou came out of the studio, B Rilla came out and was chilling. Well, he was standing out there, and so they was like, well, there he go right there. And he was like, no, we gonna wait for Lou. The whole time they didn't know Lou was at the side of the car until he knocked on the car with the gun and did his thing. And so he went around, unalive both of them. Then we saw this look in Lou's eye like, I'm back. But that's that same look. That's that same look that Juke had when she unalived her friend's husband. I was like, oh wow. And this where the episode ended. It was pretty good, y'all. It was pretty good this episode. I'm hoping I really don't know when this is gonna end. I don't know if they're gonna have 10 episodes, but I don't know. It's just started slow. Now it's seeming to pick up. And I hate that it's picking up at the 8th episode. Like it's I don't know. Anyway, the next video y'all gonna get is Never Ever Met, and I will see y'all then.